So here's how it works. We got 4 simple rules. As I said earlier, we're talking about very private, very emotional topics. This is real stuff, right? If something is said that offends you, our code word, our safe zone is just going to be one word. We can all agree to that. It's respect. If I say something and you think it's out of line, you think I'm coming after you, respect, bro. I'm going to reply to you, respect, sis. And that's how we'll do it. All right? Is that cool? Yeah. Secondly, stay focused. Stay on target. Right? There are going to be opportunities where if I say something, you may disagree with it. It's cool to have a second of exchange, but you make sure we share the floor, recognize there's 20 of us in here. You can't hold the floor, stay on topic.
The governor has to sign first. So once the governor signs, then it will go into account to go to Supreme Court. But right now, it hasn't. She hasn't signed.
It's just the motion was accepted. That's all. It's out there. So it's saying there's a bill is out there that could be passed.
Yes.
Right now, they're in the Supreme Court with it. Whatever happens, then it go up.
But if this bill is passed, that's causing a bigger issue because we don't have, as a social worker and just as a woman, we don't have a lot of services for people to take care of their kids now. So it's like, what are you going to do when you have all of these people that's getting pregnant? It's like we're going backwards to, backdoor abortions.
Yeah.
Because kids are going to still, not just kids, people are still going to have sex, still going to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And we're not going to have the services to meet people's needs.
Yeah. Is it acceptable to say it to your spouse? Let's focus on that relationship. Not spouse, I'm sorry. Not spouse. Partner. Right? 17, 18, 19 years old. Yeah. You're with a woman. Is it acceptable to look at her and say, you gotta go get rid of that?
It's the way you say it, though.
I don't think it's acceptable. I just think it's like in a manner, in a way you present it, you deliver it. Because, of course, like you said, a right or wrong critic, it depends on how you take it. So it could be timing, it could be, like you can be living with your mom, it could be a lot of things going on for you to suggest.
Because some kids don't tell their parents. Because I had a second child with somebody that did not tell me she was pregnant until she was 3 months later. 3 months up in the I got a phone call with that. My thing was to her after she had the baby, you didn't give me an opportunity to say to you, how did you know I can take care of this one? You don't know what I'm going through in life. You didn't know that. I went through my shit for my son. So now I gotta go through this with you. It took you 3 months to tell me that this baby's possibly mine. Not mine, possibly mine. So after the baby was born, and then time on, I still have to go through bullshit. I told her again, you still put me in the shit because now I gotta deal with your attitude because you're mad at me for what you did. Why you just didn't call me for you? Why you just aborted? Why I wanted to have a baby?
Why then you have protected sex with her?
You right about that. It still goes back. Okay, you absolutely right about that. You can say we can say that all day long. But at the end of the day, regardless, we men, we gonna do. Everybody gonna fuck up in the world. This is what happens. But at the end of the day, if you don't give a person an opportunity, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But you still gotta say to me, are you capable? Because they don't get mad at me if I'm not capable.
You had your issues. But you still laid down the fuck.
It doesn't make a difference.
The thing of the matter is,
my thing was you still struggling.
It don't matter because you were still struggling, but that pussy felt good.
1 minute left, and we gonna turn the live stream.
Just to respond to what you said, the problem to me is the beginning, like the male and the women. Like you gotta know who you with. Like you gotta know who you with. That's not.
When does your personal beliefs or actions impact business decisions? Let me give you some context. From business owner to customer, when do you say, Chick, I'm cutting this guy, I don't like what he believes. He did something out of order. It ain't about money, no, I don't need the bread. I'm cool. I'm not associating myself with him. Right? Next situation, customer to business. Think Gucci. Right? Think Chick-fil-A. Think other products. Right? This is a talking point and standing for what you believe. When is it appropriate to say, I'm not associating with them, or is it all about business? Last one is business to business. At what point do you say, I'm not doing business with them anymore because of what they believe?
With me, real quick, and I'll say this to Bean, I've been in the bar for 27 years. I got 3 years to go and I'm calling it quits. None of my clients I cut, me knowingly, are deadbeat fathers. If you're a deadbeat father, you can keep your damn money. I don't want your service. I was a child that had a deadbeat father. So, the pain I go through and being 41, the pain I still go through, I would never wish that on my worst enemy. So for a client to come here and spend money with me every week, every 2 weeks, say, I don't care about the damn money. Me and she just had a conversation earlier. I turned down $50 to cut a kid that's under the age requirement that I cut. I don't care about the money. I'm not at the age now when I'm in my career when it's about the money. So if you're a deadbeat father, I'm not with that. If you in here and your pants down to you and I'm seeing your drawers and you're in my chair, I'm cool. And every other word out your mouth is a 4 or 3-letter word, I'm cool. I don't need your money. I don't care how you feel about it. But I built myself, my business the way I ran it. And that's it.
What if your business partner gets into something, domestic abuse or something? Would you say, listen, man, I know we're business partners, but cuz I can't associate with you no more. I don't like how you moving. Or is it, man, we got business?
If it was affect the business, that's one thing. If it's personal, I don't have nothing to do with it. I can speak about it from a brother, because we brothers. I can speak about it to a certain degree, but I know my grounds. I know the king almost damn 10 years. I know my limits, so I know where I can go when I know when I can't go. When there's something about business, because he didn't pull my coattail on things, and I pull his coattail. Some stuff we agree, some things we don't. But we find now, so that's how sometimes you have to go with it. But if it was somebody in my chair that didn't, whatever, that's their belief, okay? And eventually somebody would guide somebody, a conversation, barbershop talk, would change their beliefs.
Right at the end of the day, like with business and personal things with people, you can try to cut that, because as barbers, we learn in barber school that you're only supposed to talk about personal things with your client, but we step over that boundary anyway. Then we feel that way sometimes. We're not supposed to talk about our business. We're not supposed to talk about their personal business. We'll keep it business, and that's it. But with me, I just don't deal with people who don't respect my time. You don't respect my time, we gotta cut ties. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, everything else is respected.
When you have, you are in the service industry, and you got to think like, as a client of yours, like I spend a significant portion of time in your chair, so it's only natural that you're going to communicate about things in the community and the neighborhood and those type of things. But for me, with my baking company, it's like I don't interact with clients on that type of personal level, so I don't even get that far to ever have that discernment whether or not I'm gonna cut somebody off.
You gotta tell me you don't respect me. Like, you gotta blatantly tell me that you don't respect me. Like,
And that's
the Gucci situation, bro. The Gucci situation, the H&M situation. Like, alright, I understand why people feel the way they feel about Gucci. Like, the blackface shit. I understand that, yo. But who to say that we just not misconstruing or misinterpreting the whole situation? Because maybe what if they are looking at it in a fashion sense, bro?
So
like,
R. Kelly should be still allowed to make music, Down Sterling should be still getting business.
I want to go back to what Chink said about the.
I'm asking, that's what I'm
I
pushing.
want to go back to what Chink said.
No.
Now, I'll probably say this now, and I'll probably think different, because I'm 22, I've only been cutting for 3 or 4 years. What he's saying from his standpoint is correct, but if like somebody was sitting in my chair and they a deadbeat, I'm not saying I could care less. I'm not in it for money. I got passion for this, but at the same time, it's like, it's two sides to every story. That's how I look at it. Right. So it's not to downgrade women or nothing like that, but it's women that will really manipulate that person's mind to make them, whereas though I can't deal with her. I just don't want to be around.
You can't make nobody no father.
You can't make them no It's what I'm saying is when it comes to what Chink said, it's two sides to every story. So I understand where Chink coming from.
And him cutting ties with him because he's deadbeat. He's saying he's chiming on that.
I'm chiming in on this two sides of every story. If that person would have told me they was a deadbeat, I might want to hear him out first.
Let me change the
I'm just saying you're a deadbeat.
Let me change the question.
But the things you say to me is going to pick up that you're a deadbeat.
Do you represent the things that you support?
Yeah.
Right? Is it okay to associate you? That's his beliefs. If he ain't going against it, if she chooses to support that, even though this is what they now stand for, in my mind, she with them. She's with Donald. He voted for Donald Trump. Oh man, it's out of there. I don't believe what he believes.
I was brought up in a Christian household. I had no Muslim friends. Like, it wasn't even allowed back then. So my belief, like my business based off my belief, but who do you know spiritually who you supposed to touch and not touch? I understand exactly what Chink's saying, because you're supposed to draw a line. How you brought up is your morals. That's your character. That's what you do.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you never know who you put on, because you got purpose. You're supposed to touch people while you're on this earth.
With business, Like me being a personal trainer, I deal with people every day, feel me? And it's like, right off the rip, I know if you about that bullshit. I've been doing this for too long. Like, you come to me, hey, I want this, that, and the third. I've been doing this for too long. You can't do, like, this is when you have to really separate from people because now, like, I know you about that bullshit. Because I know you say you want this. Right. I see you in here every day. You ain't changed. You've been in here for 3 years. So now I got to separate. You coming to me, I want some personal training. After all this time you want personal training, I've been giving you tips on tips on tips, and I ain't see you improve yet. So now I gotta cut from you.
The point is, if you overhear him on the phone saying, "Nigga, oh man, I got this nigga about to train me, man. What's your next move? He giving you $80 an hour. You're like, man, I'm about to go get my 80.
It's
you out.
It's not
right. Exactly.
I was just gonna say, like in my career, I don't have the same choice as you guys because I got to deal with people regardless of what they're doing. But for me, with the hardest client for me to service, I can't stand sexual predators, but I still have to deal with them, whether they're kids or adults. Exactly. But I do know that when I'm interacting with them, I can come off biased, and sometimes I gotta pray or get myself together to make sure that I'm really servicing them the right way because my initial reaction when I read my reports, I'm automatically coming at your neck. Also got an issue with drug abusers. You know, I grew up. My mom was addicted to drugs at some point, so I have a very low tolerance for those two populations. Yeah. But I know my job is to still help them and to still service them.
What if it was your boss? What if it's your boss and you find out the company you're working for believes certain things? Is it like, yo man, I can find another job somewhere else? Or is it, yo, hey, my business, I got clients to service. Let me stay in my lane.
I think
in the cook world, the cook world is different because in our world we deal with everything. We deal with Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, the service industry. Like it's
I'm trying to make it universal though, in terms of business.
But that's what I'm saying. In that business aspect, we deal with when it comes down to anything. All we care about is the customer. The customer is number one to us.
If it goes down that bridge of integrity, then I think it
doesn't make a difference to us. So as a business, like if I was to own a business, personally, I'm a cook. All I care about is making you happy when I cook my food. Whatever you believe in, no, it's not associated with my business personally. I don't care.
I feel like I can. I agree.
The difference between business owners and people who are employees who work for companies that has a job description, and no matter what they have to do this, like she just said that, like we can cut people off. But certain people that work for people that got a job description, they can't even think about stuff like that.
Like piggybacking what a lot of y'all said, business is business and pleasure is pleasure. I like to put business over personality. If I had the mind state that, you know what I'm saying, I don't mess with dudes who rock Jordans, you know what I'm saying? That's real petty, but just saying. And I get 15 people that come in, that's scheduled for appointments with Jordans on, and I just turn all them away. And I know I got bills that I gotta have paid that week, you know what I'm saying? And I miss all that money. I let that money go out the door. The real principle of me being here, that's the principle is business. Of me being here, I let go out the door because my personal preference are the Jordans. So it's no cut off ties. There's no damn how I feel like if a nigga wanna rock, excuse my language.
No,
if you wanna rock Gucci, you know what I'm saying? That's their business.
If it's a child molesting, he get in your chair and he speaks to you about molesting a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, 4-year-old. That's your belief. That's your belief. Okay, same way y'all didn't feel about that child abuse. I feel about it didn't be father.
So my grandmother was born in 1908, and she used to clean white people's houses. You know what I mean? She's one of those. She was lived in Baltimore. And she used to clean houses for a living. That's what she did, right? And so that shit wasn't, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't the move in terms of what she probably wanted to do, what she had to put up with, or whatever. But she did that for her children. You know what I mean? So it's like it depends on the context. Like I think what Kenny said and what Chink said really just spoke right to it. Like they're in a position to be able to turn down, you know what I mean? Turn down that money. My grandmother wasn't in a position for that, right? She had 6 kids she had to take care of, you know what I'm saying? Her husband died, and she was cleaning houses, you know what I'm saying, for white people back in like the 30s, right? So it was like, she don't have that luxury of being able to say, oh no, y'all, you said nigga, or you did this, like I'm not going, you know what I mean? I'm turning this job down, right? And so in that context, I think each thing is context related, right? Like if you have the capacity to be like, no, like you know what I mean? I'm gonna stand on this moral, you're not gonna do this.
I think now in our time we have a lot more protections too to be able to, you know what I mean, to protect ourselves against those kind of things. So it's like if people are being like, if it's a child molester, obviously it's like, yeah, all I gotta do is report you and you out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not a thing. But like if you at your job, like if somebody, a customer comes up to you and is harassing you, like you have harassment protections. You know what I mean? So you can be in those spaces and have some say in it, but there's things that like, oh, if it's just like my personal beliefs and I just don't agree with your lifestyle, like then that's the choice you have to make. Like, yo, I have 3 children to feed. You know what I mean? Like, so, all right, like, am I going to accept this and take this money and go feed my kids? Like, and I always think of this line that this rapper Fonte said. He's like, you know, do you really want to win or just look good losing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, at the end of the day, like, I want to win.
I got a 12-year-old daughter right now. My daughter Scenario, love her dearly. For 4 years, she's been studying the Islamic religion, okay? Why? Because she had an uncle that's heavy into the belief. He's incarcerated. Every time she visited him, he passed a word to her. He called, they read the Quran together, they talked. At 8 years old, she came to my wife at the time and myself and said she wanted to take a shahada. We both agreed to it. We grew up in the church. Jesus Christ, God Almighty, we did not allow her to suffer from what we suffer from, or we gave her an opportunity. Now the 4th year, she's fasting. Right now, she just broke her fast. Okay, not for long ago, when y'all broke your fast, she's 12 years old. This morning, 4 something this morning, what time y'all got up? 4 something this morning? 4:30. She got up by herself. Everybody else was asleep. Got up by herself. Prayed, made her breakfast. I left out the house, she was asleep. Okay? And she's 12 years old. And listen, and to touch on this real rap, and I won't be long with it. She's 12 years old. She been out of school the last 3 weeks because she went through a bullying problem at school. Cyberbullying, bad. We had to get the law involved, a lot of stuff. Her religion saved my daughter's life. No. When I say saved, I'm not just talking. I'm literally saved. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for her religion. Because she's so grounded with that, she wasn't weak-minded by taking her own life. There's a 12-year-old kid, cyberbully in Chester, just took his own life. Just took his own life. And I ain't saying no shots to no religion, but he was Baptist, Christian. So I'm not saying because he was there, he would, but that belief is so strong, it had me questioning my belief. And had me inquiring a little bit more. So I say yes. You can.
I agree, same thing. My I mentioned this last time that we practice Yoruba, which is a traditional West African religion. But my daughter right now, my oldest, she goes to Muslim school and she goes to church with her grandmother. And the whole thing was I just wanted her to be exposed to different things and not be pigeonholed into one thing like, oh, you got to do what I did or what I believe, and her to grow up and have some exposure and then make her own choice based on, that information that she's getting right now.
Socially acceptance. That's the issue that I take with it is social acceptance. True. Social acceptance, even when I was a child. Like, if you took a shahada or you was, let me just say this. 80% of my family are Muslims. Okay? I'm a Christian. But I think it was socially acceptable for you to be that, and it was cool almost. You know what I mean? Whereas if you was a Christian or you had a Bible, you was a sucker. You know what I mean? I never conformed to that. Because honestly, all of those people in life turned out to be suckers. I'm fine. You know what I mean? So it's not about unless it's Muslim or Christian. It's just that I think socially acceptable, and especially in our environment, especially here in Philadelphia, it's acceptable and people look at it as cool, and if you're a Christian, it's not cool. Or even a Jehovah's Witness. Like, people run from them, shut their doors and all that. You know what I mean? Like, and I just think that that's what makes it easier for people.
It should at least be a conversation within a household. If you're going to defer that, like, if your child come to you and say like, all right, I want to be a Christian, even though the household is Muslim, I think that there should be a discussion like, why do you want to be Christian? And then if he's strongly able to fight back what you're saying, I feel like you should let him believe in it.
My sister got into a relationship.
That
was her.
That's actually good because my daughter's 8 months. And literally over the weekend, I was thinking, I want to give her a shahada. And this was the plan that I really was going to do. And then as the days went on, I still was thinking about it. And I didn't do it for other reasons. I ain't really had the time to. But I think that, I wanted to do it because I wanted her
I want her to, I feel like the law protects me, and the law protects anyone that's with the religion, and he protects anyone in my family that's with the religion. So I wanted her to be protected as well, and that's what it was. But at the same time, and Chink had asked me, well, what if she get older and she don't want to, and that's where as though, when I was thinking about it, I'm saying to myself, well, that's true, because when my mom decided to do this out of nowhere, and it was just like where did this come from? And it was like, all right, she gave me, my brother, and my sister decisions on if we wanted to do it or not. Yeah. And I was 15, 14 years old when I first seen her garbing up and everything, so it was different for me. I wasn't really focused on it. I was being a goofball in the streets or whatever the case may be. I didn't take my shahada until I was like 17. And it took me 8 to 9 months of me studying. So it's something that so for you to put it on a baby like that, and they honestly don't know, and then they get raised up into that, and then say if they get older, it's like they see other things and they want to make their own decision. And that's where I kind of get, got confused.
Goes back to that last question.
Because I want
How do you now view
it?
it?
Yeah, because they don't want to say my daughter.
Are
My
you
daughter
going to
gets
just
older.
right.
My daughter may have friends or whatever the case may be, who's ever has another religion, and she might like what they do, whatever. She's old enough to do what she wanted.
Personally, I just want my son to conform to what rules, what people think, what they should believe in. I used to be Christian growing up in my family. I became Muslim because my cousin made me Muslim. I never took a shahada until my brother took his shahada years later. I followed them. I didn't follow the village. I followed being like my big cousin because he was out here at the time in the streets. I'm being like my big cousin Jermaine. And he got locked up, and now I'm going to my big brother.
I mean, just like they
I went to
growing up Christian and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my family, most of my family, we grew up Christian. Like same thing you saying. Like everybody Muslim in your family now. So basically, it's like people are used to what they, forced on them as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like you don't want to force it on your kids, but most of us it was forced on them. And it becomes routine. So the routine that you was used to, it's just routine. And then when you get past adolescence, then you become an adult. It's like, all right, I'm making a choice for myself.
The thing is, a woman, you're attracted to her, based on the way you meet her, for her appearance, a lot of times. At first, that's the first thing you see. You learn to love people, right? You become infatuated with somebody at sight, but over time you learn to love them, right? But for men, that's not that. Women don't come to me because I just look, I look nice, you know what I mean? They come to me for
your potential,
protection, security, potential, you know what I mean? All of it, whether you can take care of your household, if you're a leader, your attribute, it's so much deeper. you know what I mean, for a man than it is for like, you know, when it comes to like looks. Like,
So are you saying that we have perspective in the room?
It's a double.
Are you saying that women don't look at their guy and be like, man, Joe, you ain't who you was a few years ago.
They do. One speaker, go ahead.
He said,
hold it down. In my opinion, I think it's based off of how your relationship is ran with you and your lady and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yo, we all different perspectives in the room right now. Like his perspective not gonna be the same as his perspective if he living a certain way with his wife and shit.
Cause I ain't married.
It's not gonna be the same. But at the end of the day, I got a grandmother and I got a grandpa, yo. Like you know what I'm saying? None of them just in their strongest shit, beautiful, bad and shit. Like none of them in there just at in their best shape. You feel me? Like they learned to love each other. But to me, in my young mind, I think yo, I should expect my girl to maintain how she look right now. I feel as though like when I get older, I want my girl to get older and still look bad. You feel what I'm saying? I still want my girl.
But I think for me, the key point is just being able to communicate with your partner. Like that's the main thing. Like me personally, I just want to be able to talk to my partner if I have an issue. I don't care if you packed on 10 pounds. I don't care if you lost it. I don't care if your hair is falling out. Like if you love me, you take care of me, and we vibing. I just want you to communicate with me, and I want to be able to communicate with you and not feel attacked and not attack my partner.
To go back what Kenny said, you know, like I was a little dude all my life. You know what I mean? Like I was always, my dad's 6'1", my mom 4'11", so I got the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? I'm on the basketball court. Yeah, I got hoop dreams like crazy, but the thing is, like, I didn't get that much attention until I became like a personal trainer, bodybuilder, and things of that nature. So it's like certain things for me is like I keep those appearances just for my self-esteem, because it's like I know what it does for me. Like we all want to look a certain way to enhance our self-confidence. So we do these things, we do these push-ups. I'm like, and we see how much attention we get from it. It's not so much for attention, but it's for our preference and appearance.
So
personal.
I want to piggyback on that though real quick, because that's what I was thinking too this whole time, is that, we talking about what we expect for them, but like it's more so considering about what they expect for themselves, right? And so it's like, if they put on some weight and they like, yo, look, this is how I want to look, right? Like, well then, you got like, you can still have your opinion, right? You can still say like, well, I like you better with your hair like this than with your hair. And she like, yo, but I like my hair like this.
Nobody said until now. Everybody's saying, wait, what she said to Joe Love? What if you make some other appearance changes?
Yeah, and that's, and we got to be in that type of conversation too of like, well, what is her expectations for, or their expectations for themselves, right? When we talking about our partners, so
now it's more than appearance. Then now it goes into personality. Then.
At the end of the day, I feel like, what if you put her through something that ultimately changed her appearance, or vice versa?
Like what?
Stress.
Three kids. She was bad to you, not good.
At the end of the day, the key word to me is you expect. At the end of the day, like it's gonna be a super opinionated situation, and to be more straightforward about the situation, should I expect? I need my girl to look the way the fuck she did when I met her and shit. You know what I'm saying? If she put on extra pounds and all that, that's unfortunate. But
Are y'all okay making men first? Two questions. Somebody answer this. Men, are you okay with your woman making more money than you? I'm gonna ask you. Because you ain't saying it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I have no issue with my lady make more money than me. Absolutely. When I was in the military, I was making more money than her. Now I'm getting like benefits right now. She making more money than me. I'm cool with it. But
I would love to stay at her.
We communicate with each other. I don't have any hyper masculine traits to the point where like, oh shit, my shorty making more money than me. I'm gonna act a certain way. No, I don't care. We communicate, or we work together to like build what we need to do. Exactly. Put your hand together.
The second half of that question was, ladies, are you okay with your man staying home, being a stay-at-home father, if his career will take longer to, basically, I guess if you go to school as for a doctor, are you okay with him being a stay-home father while you work?
That's nutty.
For right now, yes. But in the future, I would prefer. That's me personally. Like I'm a social worker, so I don't make a lot of money, so I can't have somebody stay at home.
But this is why marriage is like a.
I need somebody.
Marriage is a business, man. Marriage is a business, man.
We got 10 seconds. We're going on to the next
That's
one.
why,
I want to weigh in on that.
I've seen that personally.
Got 10 seconds.
I've seen that personally just about relocating. So I know a lot of people relocated there. And that's one of those things that you pack up and bring your family along with you where they're leaving the career and now have to start fresh or vice versa. So I've seen it firsthand, and I think that's a good question.
Cool. Next topic. Here's the question. As a parent, do you condone your child dropping out of school if they have an opportunity to start a life away from education? Drop out of high school, we're talking about.
They gotta. No, if it's I dropped out of college. If it's something like you gotta. What you mean by education? High school. If he gonna, I mean, I say no. But if he gonna come back to it and it really is something that's gonna take off. I'm just saying. I'll put it to you this way. No.
Stop for one second. Yo, real quick. Yo, the lightning round only a minute, so if you can, let one person talk. Try to get your 2 seconds in real quick. We only got a minute on this, and we got 3 more to go, so we can wrap up.
All right, I was saying education is key. Yeah, it depends on the situation. Like you got some young boys that take off with their rap career and they doing this and that. You got to come back to it. Yeah, education is important, but at the end of the day, like you said, working a job, that education is gonna get you a job. If he got something that's gonna further him, he could come back to it. You're not gonna be a millionaire making a job with a job.
17 years old that you got a job.
It happens.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Baseball players.
Jump in. My experience is being in education, being a teacher and everything. One, a lot of the schools is trash, right? So you got an opportunity. The second thing is the number one reason why we're pursuing education now just for the sake of being able to get a good job. So if I have the opportunity to just go straight into a career that's going to take me in terms of financially take me to a place, then I can educate myself. They're not. What are they learning in school? All they're doing is learning to teach for the test. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I don't need to do that route to go make money, right? Because it's not like we educating for the sake of like being educated anymore. They don't do that. They're not doing it for the sake of being educated. They doing it now. If you say
high school,
this
even if
person's
it's
not going to learn how to read, like by high school, you're supposed to learn how to read. Anyway,
right.
You know what I mean, 30 seconds. Do I need to be in here so I can still learn biology, and I got this opportunity to go be whatever the career is right now? I don't really need biology. I don't use biology. You know what I'm saying? I ain't using algebra right now.
So you talking about?
But you got that piece of paper.
That's one in a million.
So that could give me a job.
Right. So you still need to do both.
You can always go back to school. You can't go back to that. You can't go back to that opportunity. You can always go back to school.
I'm looking at it. You got a basic education.
Who judges you for that? How many people ain't know where they're going away from?
It don't matter.
You don't know what no
Job that I got, you gonna make
if I'm going for a job.
Respect. Should guns be banned is the next one. Should guns be banned?
No.
As long as the police
We ain't even got to debate about that. No.
Everybody believe yes. Everybody said no.
I do. We all blame them. I do.
Let's hear from it.
Wait. I believe guns should be banned as long as the police are included in that. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. So if it's banned, wait.
It is
right. I don't mean it in the sense of just legally, right? I mean like we're not producing guns no more. Like they don't, like we're not making them exist anymore in that sense, right? If you're talking about just legally, now I can't own a gun, but every dude on the street got a gun, that's a different story, right? I'm not saying I'm with that, right? What I'm saying is in terms of
disappear,
like, if we're talking about like we trying to disappear guns, I'm for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm for us.
That means what? You know what that means? You're going back to.
I'm with that. You can't hit me down the block.
I'm trying to Game of Thrones. I want my burden.
question. I want to hear what he got to say.
The military man. Real quick, King. Real quick.
This shit ain't productive, man. The other round was.
Hold on. He's
jumping in
right here though.
It ain't productive.
It's called lightning round.
It ain't productive.
Alright.
Nobody can hear
Just
shit.
one opinion. Keep going. Go.
Alright, so school shootings, real specific. Like, even if you can't get it legally, you gonna get it illegally.
How do you go from fear of commitment to a committed relationship? Where does the transition happen?
It depends on the person.
And a woman.
It depends on the individual.
That woman wrote
It can't
that.
always be a woman. 'Cause what if it's
wrote
the other way around?
You know, that woman.
I think it takes a lot of self-work. It takes a lot of inner work, and I think a lot of us, I think most of our people in our community need therapy in some form. So I think a lot of that fear of commitment comes from any types of traumas that we might have experienced.
I'm scared she gonna change. That's why. You be like, damn, should I make her my girl?
I think, that takes a lot of inner work that you have to deal with yourself. I don't think it takes the woman because I don't think it's fair to put that emotional labor on women all the time and we not take on that labor for ourselves.
It's the fear of change to a lot of people. Like, if I make her my girl, is she gonna? You know, they say once you get married, the sex stops. Stuff like that. It gets a lot of. I mean, you gonna do it a little, but it's different. I'm just being real though. It's one of those. It's one of those Jones. It's not as much like it's change. If I make her my girl, now the attitude come. Now this right now she on ice. Soon she my girl, attitude. She doing all the extra stuff. That's how I feel. It's just the change.
Say it again, right?
What's that? How do you go from fear of commitment to being in a committed relationship? Where I guess how does the transition happen?
Oh, okay. I think that's something personal. You gotta do it personally. Yeah, that's something personal. Like, it has something to do with your partner.
It comes with the territory.
Like I'm gonna have to, like, you could be scared today. Listen, we all gonna get. Ain't nobody here. We all probably got our hearts broken at one time in life. That's just facts. It's not gonna stop. You can't say to somebody, "I'm scared it's gonna happen again." If you never know, like it's gonna happen. Like fuck it. So guess what? Just take it in the face. That shit chick you like it, get fooling y'all been together for 3 months. Listen, baby.
The only thing is,
you my girl.
they gonna do
I think
that same chick though.
But
We
I
gonna
think
do the same chick. We'll jump to something else.
You never know that. I gave my all to every girl that I was with. I gave my all. Why?
And I did it twice with the same chick.
The first time I heard
I would never do that shit again. That's what I'm saying.
I know.